Have you ever been unsure how to model something in BPMN? You are not alone. I have automated business processes for over 20 years. Join me as I model an example business process. By the end of this video, your BPMN confidence will have grown. Hi, my name is Andreas Hense and I like the way that Zen monks learn, by direct observation and imitation. In this video, I'll go through the description of a sample business process and model it step by step. I'll put a link to the process definition in the description below. You can print it or display it on the second monitor to follow along. I'll use the Camunda modeler and put a link to this down there as well. Let's go to the computer. Before we actually start modeling with the Camunda modeler, it's a good idea to just scan through the whole text and see which roles are involved and some special things of this process. So let's have a look at the text now. Auto Parts Manufacturing GmbH produces car chassis and body components for several global automakers. Occasionally, production engineers on the assembly line require specialized tooling equipment, and they are called line engineers. So we have one role here, that's the line engineer. So we can mark that, then they go on initiating a tooling request. So they fill in a request form, and then this form is emailed to the logistics coordinator. So that is our second role here. And then the logistic coordinator consults the supplier database and so contacts the supplier via email. And the supplier is, it could also be a role, but in this case I would say because the supplier is not part of our company, we will model that as a separate pool and not just a lane. Handling unavailability, if it's not available, it goes on. And then there is the managerial approval. So once availability is confirmed by the production manager, so we have another role here, the manager may approve and things like that. Then finalizing order, the purchase order is generated by the ERP system. So the ERP system is not a role because the roles are reserved for humans here, at least in this model. And the ERP system will just be an automated task. Then it's emailed to the supplier. There is a cancellation option. Cancellation is always a difficult topic, so there are different approaches here. We can use subprocesses for cancellation, and we can also use, for example, these terminate end events for that, and maybe we will do that in this example, use terminate end events here. And then delivery and acceptance, the supplier delivers the tooling, the line engineer performs an inspection and so on. The usage can be extended and by contacting the supplier directly. Return and invoicing, after the rental the tool is collected by the supplier and then it's sent to the logistics coordinator. We had that role already. And finally it's sent to the finance department. So here we have our Camunda modeler open, and what we first need are, we need two pools. One pool is for our company here, and the other one is for the supplier. And I'll put the supplier on top. And then our company, Auto Parts, at the bottom. And because we don't have so much time, I will not model the supplier, I will just turn that into an empty pool or a collapsed pool. And then the other pool, this is our main pool. Or maybe we need a little more distance here to the supplier. This will be divided into lanes, and we have line engineers, logistics coordinator, production manager, and finance department. So we have 4 lanes. So there is a button here to divide the pool into lanes, into 3 lanes, and then we can even add another lane at the bottom. So now we have our lanes, and let's see now step by step what's going on. Occasionally, production engineers on the assembly line, called line engineers, require specialized tooling equipment. So we can start with the first lane is the line engineer. And we'll put the start event here. And we can say specialized tooling required. So this is the start event, and I always like to describe it by giving it a description that is the triggering event for our process, and then we can start step by step. So this is the line engineer. A line engineer identifies the need for specialized tooling and fills out a tooling request form, specifying equipment type and so on and so forth, duration of use. So we can say fill out tooling request form. And because we want to do that with our workflow system, that's what I always have in mind here, we will just change this to a user task. So the form will be filled out in our future workflow system, and the information will be passed on by this system. The second step, sourcing equipment. The logistics coordinator consults the supplier database and catalogs to find matching tools, selects the most effective and technically adequate option, contacts the supplier via email or phone to check availability. So the second role is the logistics coordinator. And this next step is done by the logistics coordinator. So consult the database, select most cost-effective option. And contacts the supplier via email or phone to check availability. So what we can do here is we can connect to the pool above here, and we can say check availability. And I'll put that up here so we can see what kind of information is passed from one pool to the other. And The next is handling unavailability. If the selected tool is not available, an alternative is chosen. So here we have to say, okay, what's going on here? We get a reply from the supplier, and the reply will be by email, I would suppose. And if we have to react to two different events, we can use an event-based gateway here. So I will change that to an event-based gateway. And one is that it is available. So we receive a message, tool available. And the other one is tool not available. And these are messages that come from the supplier. So we have to drag one here and the other one here. And this is tool not available. And the other one is tool available. Oh. Okay. So, if the selected tool is not available, an alternative is chosen. It doesn't say here who is choosing the alternative, but let's assume that this is chosen by the line manager. And availability is verified again. And so, and then it says this loop may continue until a suitable tool is secured. So we need to make a loop now. And the loop is going right here. So we need to insert an exclusive gateway, a joining exclusive gateway. And we need to connect this here. And of course, do it in a way that this looks nice. Choose alternative, and then we go back to the event-based gateway. Yeah, so here we have run into a problem now. If we go back here, we cannot send this this message for check availability again. So it's better, and I will just change that to just move that here and insert an explicit message send event here. So this should be message intermediate throw event, and then we can put that here. So check availability is now this event, and then we have this send again. So after choosing the alternative, we check availability again, and then we are in this loop, and the supplier is always answering our requests. Okay, managerial approval. Once availability is confirmed, the request is forwarded to a production manager for approval. So, I just got this wrong. I have to say tool is not available, and this is tool available. Okay, so if it's available, the request is forwarded to a production manager for approval. So now we have the production manager. And the manager may approve the request, reject it, or request modifications. So here, check the tooling request. And it can be either approved, rejected, or modifications can be requested. So we need an exclusive gateway, and we have 3 different exits here. Next thing is finalizing order. Upon approval, a purchase order is generated using the ERP system. So we continue here, generate purchase order. And this is done by the ERP system. And this is a service task. By the way, I have forgotten to put in user tasks here. Generate purchase order, and because because the information that it's done by the ERP system may be interesting, I will just put a comment here. And the purchase order is emailed to the supplier. So sending an email to the supplier, can do that by an intermediate message throw event. Purchase order. And we send that to the supplier. And the other possibilities after this, you can ask, is it approved? We say yes. And then we can say reject it due to budget constraints or technical mismatches. So, and this is a final rejection here. And if we do that, we should add a task for informing the requester. So approved no. And I need some space here. So approved no. Note rejection. So then the rejection is noted by the line manager. And afterwards, this is finished. And we say that this is a terminate end event, because then everything is finished. And we give it a description here, request rejected. And we have the third possibility here after it's being approved, is that there is a modification requested. And then we have to ask ourselves what will happen in that case. If a modification is requested, we probably should go to choose alternative now. So we need another exclusive gateway here, and we need to connect this one with this one. And we have to describe it, modifications requested. Okay, and then we choose the alternative and we go back to this loop again. That's fine. Now, cancellation option. Now, cancellation option. Before delivery, the line engineer may cancel the request if the production plan changes. The coordinator then informs the supplier and updates records. So before delivery, the line manager can cancel the request. In order for the line manager to have the possibility to cancel something, we need to insert another task here just after fill out tooling request form. And we need, for this we need a parallel gateway. And we call this cancel request. So this is available as a task for the line manager right after filling out the tooling request form. If the delivery has happened, we don't have the possibility to cancel anymore. So let's do that. So we need a boundary event, and we need an interrupting boundary event here that says tool delivered. And in that case, we put in a terminate end event here. No, sorry, not a terminate end event. We need an ordinary end event, and we can say no more cancellation possible. And if the request is cancelled, we put in a terminate end event. request cancelled. So we have the cancellation option here. Now to delivery and acceptance. The supplier delivers the tooling to the plant. So let's see where we are now. The purchase order has been sent to the supplier. The line engineer performed an inspection. So after this has been sent to the supplier, we put in another intermediate event. This time a message receive event, a message intermediate catch event, and we call this tool delivered. And this information must come from the supplier. And also, we need to say that if the tool has been delivered, we need to throw an event that cancels the canceling here. So we need to put in another event. Cancel stopped, and this will be a message intermediate throw event, and I will rename that here. This is now the one because we have to give it different names, because this is not the same thing as this tool delivered. So this comes directly after that. And the line engineer performed an inspection. So the line engineer now inspects the tool. Again, this is a user task. Put it right here. The line, if accepted, the tool is used in production. If not compliant, the tool is rejected and the process ends. So here we have an XOR split. Compliant. If not, the tool is rejected and the process ends. So I think we should inform the supplier about that. Inform supplier about rejection, and we will and afterwards the process ends. So we put an end event here. Rejected. and if it is accepted, it's so here we have to say compliant no, and if yes, it's used in production. Now, usage and extension. As the rental period nears its end, the line engineer may ask for an extension. So now, may ask for an extension. So there is a situation now that either the rental period really ends and the supplier comes and picks up the tool, or we ask for an extension. And this is something we can do with an event-based gateway. So put an event-based gateway here. We have to say yes here. And in this case, we have either a timer event, that is rental period ended, or we have an event that now we ask for an extension, and we can do that either by another event, or we can also choose this message receive task for that. So this is an abbreviation, and we can say extend rental period. And we should inform the supplier about that. Extension. And the supplier may accept or deny the extension. So what happens here? The supplier may extend or deny. So this is something, again, this comes from the supplier in a form of messages. So we need another event-based gateway here. And either it is accepted or it is denied. So if the extension is accepted, we have to somehow update the rental period somewhere in our system, and this is done by the line engineer. Here, oh, I've forgotten this user task here. Update rental period. Otherwise, we do not need to do that. And now the question is, if the rental period ended, so this, we have to go back now, update the rental period. And then we have to go back before this event-based gateway. So we need another joining inclusive gateway here. And we come back from here. And if it is denied, we go back here as well. So if it's denied, we go back here as well, and then we can try again to extend it, but eventually the rental period will effectively end. And after the rental, the tool is collected by the supplier. So this collection by the supplier is not modeled because it's somewhere in this collapsed pool of the supplier. It's taking place there. An invoice is sent to the logistics coordinator. So now, after the rental period ended, we receive an invoice. And the coordinator confirms that the tool was used. So we need to continue here. Confirm tool usage. And this is the logistics coordinator, so it's this swim lane here. Another user task. An invoice is sent to the logistics coordinator. So we need to receive this invoice first. Invoice is sent. So we need to receive an invoice here. This must be a message intermediate catch event. And we need to send this from here. And confirm tool usage, and then invoice is forwarded to the finance department for payment. And this forwarding is of course done by our workflow management system. Pay for rental. Rental finished. And that's it. So this is the process now. We can of course make it a little more beautiful now by eliminating all these crossing lines, or trying to eliminate most of the crossing lines. Oh, I have an error here. I can just see. I just have to put down to this finance department. We have this cancellation here. We have to terminate end events, and that should be it. If you're still watching, you are a really determined modeler. There are two takeaways for you here. One is that there are many modeling decisions that need to be made, even in a simple example like this one. This means that there is not the one correct model, but there are many. The other lesson is that During modeling, we also have to make decisions on the subject matter, that is, the logic of the business process itself. In a real setting, there would be a dialogue with the subject matter experts that are not here for obvious reasons. If you found this useful, please let me know what kind of business processes or what kind of examples you would like to see in the future. Thank you for watching.